Yeah. It's fun to look at a booby. Viewer discretion advised. So, children walk away.
I hope children aren't watching this show.
God, I hope not.
That was purple. Literally the best wine I've ever had.
Well, no, because I don't know anything about wine. I know wine.
That was great.
Hey,
so purple.
Donnie. Hey, Donnie, since you
usually
don't
like red or
have your
clear.
headphones on, can you move that camera just
Put
like...
headphones up.
Hey,
Wines are
yeah, just push it.
red.
Push it.
Keep
White.
going.
That's the way that they...
Yeah.
I never hear them say
It's
purple
good enough, I
wine.
guess.
Purple drink.
This is a
Purple drink.
This is a Portuguese Porto, which is port.
Woo, I am jacked.
Oh.
I had more coffee, by the way.
This particular wine is actually kind of expensive. The other one I had was only like $15. This one's like 30. But
Jake's over here talking about wine and shit.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
are we?
I just like turning
You
it
want some
on.
wine?
Sure.
So out of nowhere,
Bryan, you want some
Jake
wine?
starts just, here's some wine, guys. By the way,
Are we
Purple drink.
yeah, I'm recording. Fuck it.
Cool.
I'm not doing any alcohol this month.
Okay.
I'm trying to lose all the weight as much as I can.
What was that look for?
It's good, isn't it?
I haven't had it yet.
Damn it, Thomas.
I'm trying to get situated, and then Bryan tells me we're recording.
I just hit the button, dude.
Bryan,
I did hit the button. We're good.
Chamberlain.
All right.
Thanks, dude.
Yes, sir.
So, fellas,
No.
here we go.
It's actually really sweet.
It's not.
Oh,
the
hold on.
Carolina wines
Hold
are
on.
sweeter though.
This is horrible, guys, by the way. So, I forgot to tell people,
Can you show something like that?
yeah,
What do you think about that, Thomas?
there's no nipple.
No, I'm just talking about the teeth. I don't think. I don't think you can show that, dude.
Woofer. Möchte des Satanes.
I think she's speaking German.
Bist du da?
Oh, was that a nipple?
Yeah, dude.
Shit. I'm gonna have to blur that out.
Blur out those teeth.
We're gonna blur out the nipple.
I'm pretty scared. I'm scared.
Shh, shh, listen.
Sehr gut.
She starts
Dann
whispering.
erfüllen Dämon. Legen wir los.
Oh,
Okay. Ich spreche jetzt den Spruch.
look at them big old hangers.
Geister, geht hinfort. Geht zu schnell in einen
I think she
Did
just
you hear
said
that?
tit fart.
She said, get
Geister,
fucked.
geht hinfort.
Get
Geht
fucked.
zu schnell in einen anderen Ort.
I-
Geister,
Make it
Geister,
stop.
geht hinfort.
Ah,
Geht zu schnell in
she's
einen
putting a
anderen
spell on
Ort.
us all.
Jetzt du, Meister.
Dude, look at those eyes!
Ah.
Holy shit, man!
I'm scared.
Geht fort. Geht zu schnell
Oh.
in einen anderen Ort.
Shit.
Bro, look at her eyes! I can't do this.
Let's
Turn it off, Bryan.
Let's get
Turn
it
it off.
started.
What?
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Bryan Chamberlain, presented by Sundown Audio.
It's got a nice,
And
like,
I am your
look-
host, Bryan Chamberlain, and this is Sundown After Dark. I think number 5 is this.
Howdy.
this episode. Yeah. So on the right-hand side, we got Jacob Fuller and Donnie Lambert.
Hello.
And we got Mr. Thomas Thornsberry over here on the left.
I'm back.
So, Jake, I was actually just telling
And our special guest, people that don't like Sundown Audio.
Zing.
People didn't see you. You were pointing towards the seat that's empty over
There's
there.
an
Well, now
empty
you can see it, Bryan.
chair.
Yep. I didn't know. I forgot. It's Thursday. I figured people knew that we're doing this. Sometimes I forget to tell people that we're recording, but whatever.
Indeed.
Yeah. So I'm super jacked. Jacked up. You want to know why?
Why, Bryan?
I haven't eaten a goddamn thing all day. I have more fucking energy than I've ever had in my life.
Brian's gonna crash over a big bowl of Brussels sprouts later.
So here's the deal, guys, and I haven't edited the video yet. But I know Derek posted something a little bit ago. We are doing a 30-day Sundown employee weight loss challenge, okay? And there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 of us doing it. Some people, I think XL is actually not going to do it.
Yeah, he had to drop out.
Yeah, so, a couple of us couple of us are doing it. It's $60 a piece, you know, and whoever wins the most percentage of weight loss, or God, I didn't even get that out right. The biggest percentage loss of weight,
more gooder.
the more gooders wins the pot. So I'll get that video out. I'm going to edit it over the weekend and throw it out. But yeah, so a lot of people.
Why would you throw
throwing
it
it out?
Yeah, why would you throw it out after you did all that hard work?
Not throw it out. Did I say throw it? God
You did.
damn it.
You said throw it out.
So here's the deal. You guys know this. When I start talking, things just come out of my mouth, and I don't know how.
Yeah.
Brian's an HR nightmare.
Yeah, you don't want me. No. That's
In the office?
That's why I work
That's
here.
where you are?
That's why I work here at Sundown.
That's true. Yeah.
It doesn't work anywhere else. So, but anyway, we're doing that challenge, which means for at least for me, I know Donnie's in it and Jake's in it, but they're drinking. So I'm not doing
It's
any
wine.
alcohol. It's
Where
wine.
did you get this?
Yeah,
I bought that at Lowe's
out of
Food.
nowhere, dude. You just I'm gonna drink wine now.
And you picked that one.
Yeah. Well, actually, I picked a different one first. It was half the price.
Let me guess.
And I was like, surely this one's even better. Mm.
Let me guess. You did your research.
I actually didn't. I was going to buy beer. I turned around, looked at the Carolina wines, and I was like, I don't really like Carolina wines, but, you know, they're just sometimes a little too sweet. So this was in the section. I was like, man, I've never heard of Portuguese Porto. So I bought the other one first. Second of all, what attracted me to this initially is it's 19.5%. So that's pretty intense for a wine.
How much bottle like that set you back?
This one right here, this one was $28.99,
I'm
and
gonna-
the other one that's 90% as good is half that price, like $14.
I will say for a lot of folks that aren't in the Carolinas, which most of the folks that are watching this are not, really good wine comes out of this state.
Yeah, a lot of it's real sweet.
We've got a lot of vineyards all around that just popped up in the last 10 years, and
I live right next to a vineyard.
yeah,
basically.
and they're doing really good. I enjoy the wine here. I'm not a big wine drinker, but when I do drink wine,
Yeah, I'm not either.
I
I was
drink local.
trying to get in. Actually, I had a conversation with our friend Bobby Lingo on Facebook.
the lingos.
He was like, "Hey man, I don't really like wine," and I said, "Dude, you got to try this shit."
"Did he go? Hey, brother."
Not this time, but I sent him a picture of the wine, and he said he was going to try it.
Hell yeah.
It's really good. It's got a really nice, like, it coats your mouth.
Yeah, it does. It does.
You know what?
it's like it's coating the glass here. You see?
Yeah, well, it's got
I
it's
think-
got a
I
strong
think I can
linger.
have at least a sip of it.
It's got
Just
a
as
strong
a
linger.
little-
It's very. I find it a little sweet for what I prefer. I prefer a drier.
This
I
is
like a sweet wine.
killing the extract that was still stuck in between my
see.
teeth.
So it's a red wine.
Yes, very red, very red.
Oh, I drink the shit out of that.
Yeah.
That's like Welch's grape juice, dude.
It's really good though.
It does kind of taste like that.
I fucking love Welch's grape juice.
Hey, maybe they'll sponsor the show. Spicy hot Cheetos.
Speaking of sponsors, here's the deal. So, like I was saying earlier, I haven't eaten anything all day. I'm doing intermittent fasting, this, that, and the other thing. Fuck it, I'm not going to talk about it. But here's the deal. Full of energy. Here's why. So I ate dinner last night. Ate a very light. I think I had a shake. Okay, I had a shake without any sugar in it, with some bone broth and some other bullshit that goes in the shake. Right?
Boner broth.
Yeah, boner broth. It makes it fucking strong. Anyway,
Bull.
like bull. So that was the last thing I had to eat. And then this morning I woke up, came to work, and we have a Keurig machine here. And I bought that. I should have brought it with me. I bought this special coffee, and it is vitamin infused coffee. It's called VitaCup.
VitaCup,
I might
yeah.
try that, Brian.
Dude.
It's
Okay,
cinnamony.
On
It's
an
very cinnamony.
empty stomach,
Yeah.
I felt like I did coke.
I was about to say, you look like you did coke all day.
Dude, I was
You,
sweating.
you did like all your emails. You
In
were
like
like
30
in
minutes?
2 hours.
You
2
were like
hours.
jacked up, dude.
Oh my god. I'm shaking right now because I just had a cup before I started this show.
I had gosh, I had a cup and almost fell asleep. So I don't know what happened.
Damn it, Donnie.
I don't know what happened.
So, not a sponsor, but guys, try VitaCup if you're looking for a boost. Holy shit! That
I
sounds
mean,
amazing.
If you're looking for a boost, buy
Hold on,
VitaCup.
Donnie, you had some
It didn't
earlier,
work
right?
for me, man. I'm tired.
Because
Pick
you
yourself
had,
up
because
some
you had
flaming
lunch.
hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
So I ate this,
They have the double
or
X
I
hot
drank
now.
it without any food in my system, and I'm just going crazy.
I had bought a coffee. Thomas, you might remember this in Troutman, where I bought that crazy ass coffee.
Yeah, it was
And
called
I-
like hot lava or molten
Hot lava coffee. Yeah, I've
Hot
never been able to
lava.
find it since. I came into our old shop in Troutman on a Saturday, and I worked there for 12 hours, and I cleaned the
He
entire place.
cleaned when I got there Monday. It's like I didn't even recognize
Yeah.
the place.
I was just like, hot lava coffee, yeah.
So why don't you take
Clean.
it every day?
I couldn't ever find it again, ever.
Ever.
So
and
hot-
I went, because you told me where you got it. You said you found it at
was like
TJ
TJ Maxx, yeah.
And I went back there and I
TJ
could not
Maxx.
find it.
So hot lava coffee, if
Yeah,
you're
dude.
listening.
It was incredible.
At TJ
Send us
Maxx.
a bag,
Send us
man.
a clothing
Send
store.
us a
I
bag.
Yeah, they have random shit by the cash register.
Ah.
And I was going out and I was like, hot lava coffee, that sounds amazing. I'm
You
going
know
to
what?
buy that.
That makes sense because I went to TJ Maxx
Yeah.
a few years ago, and when you're in this, because they make you kind of go through this
Yeah,
line.
so that, to try to sell you random shit.
Yeah, and in that line, I found some. It was like a brownie brittle bullshit that I had. Oh my god, it was beautiful.
You probably could never find it again, could you?
I never went back, but it was the best brittle I've ever had. Let me tell you guys.
You'll never find it again, Brian.
I likes the brittle
Cornbread.
cornbread.
Bryan likes brittle and hangers.
So anyway, did you guys, the folks that are listening? I'm sorry, you have to watch this video because in the beginning we were showing some big old hangers.
That was pretty scary.
Actually, I already took it off. But anyway,
Yeah, don't do it again.
The lady has her phone. I don't know. She's recording herself, and her tits are below the camera. Her nipples. Her tits go like all the way down here.
Hey, speaking of
I got a
being
little turned
productive,
on.
I found the hot lava coffee.
Good eye, Donnie.
Look at you.
It's a bakery.
We're
in
talking
Oregon.
about titties, goddammit.
We don't want to talk about those, Brian.
We don't. Yeah, we don't want to talk about these titties.
Did you see her lips?
I could
They were
not stop
so
looking at her teeth, man. It was like
It's
the-
like it's
it was
all
like-
the things you want to look away
It
from.
was like the Irma
Yeah.
Gerd Goosebumps from her favorite
So
books girl, like grew up
Oh, no.
Here's the
and
deal.
found different books.
She's not attractive, but I still want to see her titties.
No.
Yes, you do, Brian.
You-
I believe that.
Yeah, you can't discriminate a titty. Okay,
Brian does not
big
discriminate.
ones, small ones,
Some as big as your head.
Yep.
fucked up, disgruntled ones. They're like over
A
here.
bunch of coconuts.
Yeah, it's
log,
fun
it's
to look at a
log.
booby. Viewer discretion advised. So, children walk away.
I
Even though
hope children aren't watching this show.
God, I hope not.
Kyle's kids might be.
That's true. They don't care.
I'll put a disclaimer up on the video part. So,
Thomas looks traumatized over there. He's just questioning every life choice that brought him here to this table.
I kind of really
well,
am.
Jake, you're the one that brought it to my attention.
I did. I saw it and I was like, man, Brian's going to love
Them
this.
tig old bitties.
The red one.
They're a little bit lower than my standards. Lower than my standards.
Physically, not like appearance-wise.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't tell. I'm gonna have to. I guess we'll have to look because I think there was a nipple that popped up out of nowhere there. Where'd you find that, by the way?
It was just on my Facebook feed.
What the fuck you been watching, Jake?
It was on. I'm in a memes group, and like that was somebody shared that.
Memes.
That
See-
reminds me of the
ashamed of
time
myself
in,
right now.
at Slamology where you're like, I'm going to go talk to that girl.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if that's a story worth telling.
No,
but
you
it
can tell the story.
That was really
Actually,
funny.
So we were at
It-
Slam. It was 3 years ago.
Why are you telling the story? You were drunk.
Well, I'll bring it up and then you can finish it. So we were
Not
at
much of a
Slam.
story.
I was
Thomas, we're gonna need to get new cups at the intermission.
Yep. So we were in the booth. Thomas was there. There was a year you came, Thomas. It was like 3 years ago. And there was a very attractive woman that came to the booth, and she was just looking at the products. And I noticed nobody came up to her. She's like, and I was drunk.
when was this?
Slamology.
Yeah.
Slamology. Okay.
I was. It was towards the end of the
Fucking
day.
hot.
Yeah, it was very hot. Anyway, walk up.
It's hot in here.
I
right
walked
now.
up to the lady, and here, Donnie, you finish it because you make it more funny than I do.
Here, can you put that
I
in?
Funnier.
I vaguely
Well,
remember
I
this.
gotta like stand up because it's the way you looked. It's
That-
the way
I,
you
like, stuck
stood.
my
That was
gut
really
out.
funny. Yeah, we were talking, me and you, and I don't know where Thomas was. I don't think you were there.
I had eventually passed out in the grass.
Yeah.
That
that's
was when
what
you
it
were
was.
asleep on the trailer.
That's
wasn't
right.
It?
That's right. Yeah.
We had a rough night the night before.
Well, anyway, I was talking. I was sober, and Brian was drunk, and you were talking about big
How did
old
that happen?
saggers, big old flappy saggers with character.
'Cause she was attractive,
and this
but she
girl
had
walked
some-
by, and she had some large boobs, and she just wanted to know. You know, she was just looking. But you go, I'm going to go talk to her. I'm going to go talk to
Just
her.
wanna
You
say
said that
hi.
with such confidence. You're like, I'm going to go do it. And you had a cigarette in your mouth, and you just went over there, and you just stood like this.
Oh yeah. I didn't see that, but
And the thing is, the thing that made it funny was you didn't say hi or anything. You didn't say anything. You just stared at her tits.
wait.
And stood like a pedophile.
I don't remember.
She was well above age. Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. No, okay. So I wasn't passed out. I was walking around because I remember you guys were standing in a group, and I came to Yao, and you were just staring, and I was like, "What's everyone looking
Thomas
at?" You
came to
pointed,
Yao.
and Yao.
Y'all motherfuckers, watch out!
Everybody pointed, and they were like, "Look at Bryan," and he was standing exactly like. And I don't think I heard you say a word to her.
She like looked up to you.
You were just
She looked up at you like you were like an infection or something. Like, she was like, "What is going on?" I think this is that rape thing.
I caught the end of it. Yeah,
Donnie, that was insensitive.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
then I passed out in the grass.
I apologize.
We can go beep. I have a beep button somewhere.
Sweet.
So you can't say rape now? Like you can't.
You know, again, we're not politically correct here.
What can you say or not say?
We can
Maybe
say
it's cold outside. I don't know.
No, you can't say that
I'm
either.
still going to use the word
Rape
midget
happens.
and retard.
These things have rape.
You better not ever run for president, Bryan. After
I'm
all
not.
Yeah.
I have no.
I think
desire.
that if I could get into the head of the big sagger woman, that wouldn't be something that would pop
No,
up
I
in her
think
head. Like
you're
this guy might rape me.
You're going to have to speak German first, Donnie.
No, not that sagger. The real sagger.
The one in Indiana.
Jesus Christ. Well, good for her. She got Brian's eyes.
And everything else.
Hey, Bryan, you remember that email you got that was like Google translated from a dude in Iran?
Yes.
Oh,
I want your sex and your
eyes.
And your eyes.
Yep.
I wish I saved that email. It was basically the guy was stating how he really liked our product,
Yes.
but I guess the translation just did not work.
Yeah, he was trying to say it. The item is sexy, that he's seeing it with his eyes, whatever
Yes.
the translation is. But Google Translate it made it sound really naughty.
I want your sex.
Is
and
that
your
what
eyes.
happened?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a bot.
No,
No.
that was a guy.
It was
my
a real.
God. That made it even better.
The bot was the responsible slaves.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
responsible slaves. Yeah.
Donnie gets an email about responsible slaves every day.
Yeah, and casino games too.
Jesus
They
Christ.
were sex slaves.
I had to actually
Responsible sex. I have it on my board.
I had to
Okay.
block
It's
a
still
lot
there.
of entire domains on our email server because when Andrew was still here, he had gotten like 700 emails in 30 minutes from some sort of bot like that.
It was we had a bunch of Russian emails coming to us. I don't know what happened there, but it's like some hacker group got a hold of our email addresses and
This
just
is so
started
good.
spamming the shit out of us. So anyway, let's jump to some business here.
But this will make you hungover. like a
We've got some
motherfucker.
questions. Again, folks, we have a phone number. I know a lot of people apparently don't like to use their fucking phone, so
You're
they,
on it all the fucking time. Maybe you can call somebody.
But
Call
they
your
don't-
mom. She misses you.
Yes.
Yeah,
and your
okay,
grandmother.
Thomas.
So anyway, we do have a phone number. The phone number is 252-969-0005. That is, again, 252-969-0005.
You got it written down somewhere, don't you, Ryan?
005. I do. And what we're asking is if you have any questions for any of us here pertaining to Sundown or pertaining to us individually, or about what's going on in the future with car audio, or just a general question, send us a message. You call it, and it's a Google phone number, so it just gives you a random, hey, this is a Google subscriber, blah, blah, blah. Just leave us a message when it's done.
If you want to ask Bryan anything about any conspiracy theory, feel free.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the horror movie questions. That's what I want.
Hey, we'll do that too.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't have to pertain to car audio or Sundown audio. Just have a question in general. Just ask us a question. Anyway, most of the people
I don't
sent
want to
us.
answer any of them.
Most people sent us a message through
all Thomas
our
questions.
Facebook page. Again, the Facebook page is Sundown After Dark. Just give it a search and you'll find it. You can message us right through there. Let's get to one of the questions. Now, the first question is from a guy named Pablo Martin. Now, Pablo is actually a really cool dude. I've been talking to him for many years. He's actually one of the reasons why we were able to get a good distributor down in Mexico, because he helped
That's cool.
he helped translate.
Thanks, Pablo.
Thank you very much, Pablo.
Thanks, dude.
Actually, was that Mark Levinson? Is that who makes those speakers for Lexus?
yeah.
Mark Levinson, I believe is the name. He apparently had a bunch of Mark Levinson speakers, and he shipped them to me just to have.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I was trying to put them in my cart. It didn't work in my cart at the time. I still have them, though. It was like a 3.5 and a tweeter that went with it. It was like this whole pod.
Yeah.
Really cool dude. But anyway, Pablo, this is your question. Let's see. Is there a difference in motor force from the new NSV4 motor versus the one with the copper? And to put a little bit on that, what he's referring to is the NSV4s now, the ones we just had come in stock, they don't have the copper on the pole anymore. That's what he's talking about. So is there a difference in motor force between the two?
Nothing significant at all, within like a couple of percent. The only difference is the finish. The finish is the same thickness. The gap is the same size within a tenth of a millimeter. You know, nothing statistically significant as far as the difference in motor force.
The shape's not different at all. Like, it's not.
Well, there's channels, but
Is it
that's what I
still a
was talking about.
speaker?
yeah, the channels don't have any impact because it's such a small portion of the cross section.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that affect. That's what
I mean, maybe 1 to 2% total. You
Yeah.
know, just it's insignificant. You would never notice it.
Yeah, basically he's talking about, Johnny, just if you look at NSV4, you look through that hole on the side of it. Instead of seeing copper, now it looks like it's chrome.
Well, yeah, I know, but the actual I noticed that it was different, like the shape.
Yeah, we had the
shaping.
channels on the pole.
Yeah, I noticed
Oh,
the
yeah,
channels.
yeah.
That's what I was asking
Yeah.
about because I noticed they weren't on the.
That's
older
probably
ones.
the biggest difference. I mean, the color, the
That-
finish doesn't
that-
matter so much, but
The channels are the biggest difference. And I mean, there's some stuff that users will never notice. The intent and the reality is that Theo Small wise, they're within a normal production tolerance on even the same run of woofers.
yeah. So we're still working on NSV5. I guess at some point we'll come out with that when you.
Yeah, I mean, that idea is in its infancy. I might end up having to go a totally different way for cost reasons and stuff.
Yep. And I know at one point you were talking about trying to get some stuff done in America with that woofer too. I
Correct.
don't know how that's working.
I'm still looking into it. I found some of the steel pieces can be machined here at a reasonable price, but then
Isn't
other
the grade of steel is what we're having a trouble?
it's very hard to find the grade of steel. Yeah, because I use 1010 for most of the motor and 1006 for the pole.
Gotcha.
So
Is that what changes it magnetically?
yeah, that's basically the lower number on the end there. It's more magnetic.
All right, so here's another question. This one is from Seth Hatcher. And again, Seth sent us a message through our Facebook page, which is Sundown After Dark. I'm going to do the first part of his question. He says, what is the absolute most OG sub that Jacob has ever brought to fruition?
OG.
What does he mean by that, though? What's the
It stands for original gangster.
Yes, there are
The
multiple.
woofer that changed everything.
Yeah, that's why. Was it like original?
The one that said,
Or
oh shit,
was
we're
it-
going somewhere. Which one was
most
that?
that was
badass.
the SA12. If you want to
Yeah,
talk
the-
about like
the SA12.
profitability and stuff, but some of the I have done lots of cool prototypes that never made it. One of them I'm still working on that I do intend to make it is the JFSQ12,
Yes.
which is a 5-inch coil underhung sound quality woofer.
Just had a dude
That's
this
awesome.
week ask about that.
Yeah. So the problem was I had way more motor force than I needed. So that's funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to double the thickness of the shorting sleeve around the pole
Well, you've been working on, I guess, what you can consider the JF signature woofer
for years.
since before I was working for you.
Yeah, I haven't been satisfied. So whenever I come out with it, it's just going to be this.
It's going to
is
be
it. This is
perfect,
the jam.
and it's going to be expensive, but it'll be worth
Yeah.
it.
And so what my goal is for that is to create one of my favorite genres, I guess. It's going to be a small sealed box woofer
Yeah.
that digs really low.
I like it when it digs.
And that's what I want, And it might even be to the point where it digs even lower than necessary, which is okay because if you're in sound quality, you'd much rather EQ down than up. So if you have too much bottom end, it's much easier to take that down than it is to try to boost it up.
Is there any way you can call it the beefy chewed up sagger?
Donnie, that's
German
No.
saggers.
German
No.
saggers.
no.
So right now, if anybody's interested,
Hey, Brian,
yeah,
you could bring the proto in here at the intermission.
I could. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do that. I actually I have brought two different things I want to show people while we're recording right now.
We could
After the commercial, we'll take a piss and we'll go ahead and grab that
We
woofer.
could also save it for another episode.
No, fuck it. It's fresh in our minds. We're going to talk about it now.
All
And then
right.
when it actually comes out, we'll talk about it again.
There's always more stuff to talk about. in
Yep.
Sundown Audio.
Yeah. I was sitting here thinking, I was like,
I basically put this show together an hour ago.
yeah.
Good eye, Brian.
Yeah.
I often sit here, I'm like, what the hell are we going to talk about? And then we talk for an hour.
Yep. I got stuff on my phone. Hold on. Just make sure I didn't forget anything here.
Let me not sell him short here. Have I thought about a 24-inch NS or Team series?
Oh, no. I was going to get into that. But you go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead and talk about that. Nick at Stereo Integrity actually does sell a home theater 24 with our Team Neo motor. He hasn't built any of the Team Ferret motors as 24s because, quote, fuck that, it's too heavy. And Nick Lemons does not want to pick one of those
Honestly,
motors
the
up.
Team Neo is heavy enough.
Yes.
It's like 120.
So, that all being said, I would consider adding a 24-inch team to our line once I finish the Team V3, which is going to look like the NSV4 but bigger with a 4-inch coil.
Let's talk about the Team V3 for a minute.
Okay.
Because a lot of folks know that have seen the pictures. It looks a lot like a Nightshade motor. It's
Correct.
same technology, just bigger, and it's going to be chrome.
Yep, and it's not actually a straight down cylinder. It actually narrows at the bottom so that we can reduce weight where it's not.
Talking about
needed.
the outside of it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bell shape, but upside down.
Yeah, and it's subtle, but we were able to cut away, I believe, if I recall correctly, about 10 pounds by doing that.
I like that look. Really,
Yeah.
10 pounds? It's only maybe an inch difference.
Yeah, but if you
from
think
one side
about
to the
a
other.
piece of solid steel, that wedge shaped all the way around, that's heavy.
Yeah. Biggins.
Yep.
God damn.
Saggers, beefy ones.
Brian, I was at the store getting this wine, and I thought about buying you a bag of Doritos, but then I realized you're not going to be eating them.
Hey, you should.
Thank you.
You should talk about the wine.
Thanks for for thinking of me.
You should. You should mention what the wine is. We should talk about the wine just a little bit,
Yeah.
real fast.
We're not we're not sponsored by them, but we can talk about it.
This
If
is
we
a
like it, it's
six
good
grapes,
enough.
man. Reserve Porto. It's a Portuguese wine.
Porto.
Very sweet. Not as sweet as Carolina wines, but it's pretty strong. It's like 19.5%, and
Doesn't taste it.
it's my favorite wine that I've ever had because I'm not a huge fan of dry wines. I actually had some.
I hate dry wine.
I had like a.
I like.
I was at a buddy's house years ago, and his parents gave me a little taste of a $10,000 bottle of wine. And first of all, I wasn't sure that I wanted to drink it. I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was good for a dry wine, but this is better. In my
You know
opinion.
what?
I like my wines wet and
Yeah.
liquidy and
So one thing I noticed, and I don't know anything about alcohol.
dry. I don't understand.
When it comes to alcohol,
In terms of wetness,
This is the wettest hurricane on record.
wettest wine.
This is the wettest wine.
This is the grapiest wine in terms of grapes.
like Welch's,
It is purple though. Like
Very purple.
purple as shit.
It
Purple
is
drank.
purple drank. It
So-
really is.
One thing I noticed about alcohol in general, well, when it comes to wines and maybe let's say champagne, back in 2007 when I was in Florida getting my MECP certification,
Oh, yeah, I remember this
I was in school down there. There's this Indian fellow that I went to school with who was in my class.
Yep.
And he was very well off. His family owns many gas stations in Georgia. And,
No, because of you. Because of you, I thought you were about to say okay, he was very well endowed or something.
So if you own a bunch of gas stations, you have to have a bid. You have to be packing.
I thought you were just gonna. He was very
No,
well
that's not true,
endowed.
Donnie. You worked at a gas station.
So then,
Own
then you,
gas.
yes.
'Cause that's how he talks.
He was very well off, money wise. He could have been hanging to his knees. We don't know.
I show Brian a picture of me hanging out with Ryan Martini, and all he says, he's just like, "Will you look at the bulge on that
I mean, he did have really tight red leather pants
guy?"
on.
He had tight red pants on. Yeah.
It's hard to not look sometimes. I don't even know what I was saying.
All right, so he was
Oh,
very
I was
well
telling
endowed.
Expensive alcohol. You're talking about the expensive champagne.
Yeah. So we it was our last night in school before everybody left to go home, right? So we all did our testing. We're all passed. Blah blah blah. Had a good time. I got my MECP, so I was super happy. So we go to a titty bar that night, and we get in there, and like I said, dude's got some money, so he pays for VIP in like a whole room, right? So it's just 5 of us dudes in a whole room having a good old time, and he buys the most expensive bottle of champagne, which was $1,200. Okay,
Right.
bought a $1,200 bottle of wine. It's like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. It's gonna taste great.
Champagne, Brian.
He bought, champagne. Champagne. So he bought it because it was one of the strippers' birthdays. She's probably just bullshitting him, but whatever. He had a good time, right?
It's Thomas's birthday.
Cracks it open, pours it in everybody's glasses, and we all drink it. And it tastes like the biggest bag of shit I've ever drank in my life. I didn't have the heart to tell him, but it tasted horrible. It was dry as shit, no sweetness at all.
See, that's why I like my wine.
I probably would have
liquid.
liked it.
You probably
I'm
would
just
have.
saying.
Thomas likes his wine like his women, cheap and wet.
But anyway, I don't like expensive champagnes, I guess. I like the sweet ones.
Brian's a simple kind of man.
For our wedding, we bought like the cheap ass shitty champagne from the grocery store.
You had beer at your wedding. You had wine at your wedding?
Well, I had champagne for everybody to do the toast, and then I had a dude who made his own beer with fucking kegs and shit.
I remember that. It was awesome.
Well, there was also gunfire going off at my wedding as well.
I remember that too. It was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we had my wedding at the FOP, the Fraternal Order of Police. We had it at their building.
And I remember you said, you're like, I told them not to be shooting, so they're not going to be shooting. And then as soon as the ceremony started, just heard gunfire. And I just looked at you like,
Dude, that was awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
And my dad's got video of our wedding, and there's just gunfire going off in the back. Nobody gives a shit down there.
It's awesome.
But anyway, so you got a big building. There's a big field next to it, and down the road a little bit is a bunch of firing ranges. There's like 6 different ranges, different berms and shit. So I guess people didn't read the signs. But anyway, I had gunfire.
Yeah.
Where was I going at with the story?
You were saying you don't like expensive alcohol.
Wine. What about champagne?
Yeah. Oh,
It's like all the stories of Bryan having champagne.
I was saying that this wine is like $28 and it's better than shit I've had that cost thousands.
yeah.
Porto.
Porto. Oh, we got to talk
Weird
about
flex,
Porto.
but okay.
There's a reason why Donnie and I are saying Porto. You guys don't know about it.
No, I don't.
Because you have not watched the movie yet. So what's this?
What haven't we seen?
What's this movie, Donnie? You and I watched this together.
So there's this movie. Oh gosh, I can't think of the director. He's a British director, and it's called The Greasy Strangler.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Okay,
You told
this
me
again.
about it.
This
so
again.
I actually got it as a gift for my wife, and she got it off Amazon. And it was like a burnt copy off Amazon because I think they have like licensing to actually sell like a professionally distributed copy
And
in
it's
the
not
States.
sold in America.
Well, you can get it on Amazon,
Except
like I
for
said, but
Amazon,
it's a burnt copy, but you can't like go somewhere and buy it. But it's probably one of the most bizarre movies that I've ever seen.
It's
in my
That's
life.
saying something.
It is the
and I've
most
seen a lot of.
fucked up video, movie, whatever you want to call it, I've ever seen in my
I've
life.
seen like every. Trump.
Yeah, we saw the Saggers
The most
video
fucked up
game.
moving picture show that Brian's ever seen.
I've seen some really strange movies, like all the trauma
It's-
shit. I've seen a lot of weird stuff.
It has like
And
no plot. Or
Not
no-
really.
It just
Not really.
there's a dude. He's very greasy. He kills people, and
Yeah.
you see there's a lot of dicks going on.
There are a lot of
See?
dicks.
What is it always good?
It's a really bizarre
The
film.
one dude's got a micropene, and his father's got a fucking knee knocker just all over the place. And there's these funny little songs.
Oh my
and
God.
anyway, at one point,
Nobody's gonna watch this show ever again now.
I don't care.
It's the movie is so strange.
At one point, there's an Indian feller,
Yes.
and the Greasy Strangler is talking to him about something.
No, he's not. You got it. It's wrong. So it's an African guy, a Norwegian guy, and an Indian guy. Sounds like a bad joke.
Yeah.
But
They
anyway,
walk
they're
into a
at-
bar.
They're at a hotel at a vending machine, and he's trying to get these potato chips out, and the black guy,
Doritos?
the African guy, is asking the Indian guy what the chips are made out of, and he goes Porto.
Porto?
And he said, no. What are the chips made from? And he's like Porto.
Porto? He says
And he's
Porto
like,
like
no,
20 times.
I want to know what these chips are made from. He goes, Porto? He just keeps saying it. So it's like, and then that's when the Greasy Strangler shows up, and yeah, tragedy ensues. Which it's actually a really funny film, and
You do this. Your head's on top of your head, your hands on top of your head, and your jaw
Yeah.
drops, and you're just like, "What the
for
hell am I watching?"
people that have seen ABCs of Death Part 2, the same director did one of those.
Nobody
It was,
else has seen that movie, Donnie.
No,
So-
that's not true. That's a great
When
movie.
when
but
Donnie and
Genius
I-
for Grandpa was directed by that
When
guy.
Donnie and I watched the Greasy Strangler, he's already seen it probably multiple times. He watched it with me just to watch my facial expressions the whole time.
Yes, that is true.
I
I
mean-
typically, when I show it to people at my house, that's it. Yeah, when I show it to people at my house, I just watch
Bootleg.
their face.
Yeah.
It's great.
As they
Oh,
leave
man.
the house.
Yeah, it's great.
It's rough. Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's watching the trailer. Go,
Thomas, don't do it.
It's not the trailer. It says the whole film, but it's like it's bootleg quality. It looks like it was recorded.
That's the only way
it's
you're
like
gonna
Donnie's
get it
DVD.
is bootleg quality.
Let's get to
Let's get to this
another
question here from Joshua Brooks.
So Josh Brooks says, "Are
I
you
recognize
guys?"
his name from Facebook somewhere.
Yep. Are you guys
skipped
planning
around,
to
man.
release a larger 12-volt amp? And I'll just whatever. Right now, our largest amp that I think what he means is the ones that don't go past
Yes,
16
yes,
volts.
Exactly.
Would be the 7500. That's the largest one we do right now.
Yeah, that is correct. So yes, my next generation of Korean amps are all going to be 12 volt. I'm not going to make any more high voltage amps from here on out. I'm done with that.
Done.
So my next series of amps is going to be
You
called.
just killed a lot of people's dreams.
Well, 12 volts where it's at. You have lithium and all this new technology now. There's no reason for that.
Right.
When you make an amp that's stable from, say like 10 volts all the way up to 19 volts, it's a lot more difficult to make the amp reliable than it is if it's working under a smaller window of voltages. Right. So the 12 volt amps tend to be more reliable. That's just the summary. So yes, my next generation amps, the Salt series.
Salt.
Yep, Sundown Audio Low Voltage Technology.
Oh.
You called it the Salt.
Salt, yep.
Like,
SALT.
I think this is the first time I've ever heard you say that.
Yeah, I haven't released this information really publicly, so only people that are watching
You
this
did
show.
just now.
only people watching this, and I'm not going to say anything else anywhere else until they're released.
the Salt is
So
real.
I will have a Salt 12, which will be 12,000 watts, 12 volt amp.
Make you salty.
It will be an all new board. It won't be the NS2 board reworked. It'll be an all new board.
Cool. All right. So there you go, Josh. Let's see. What else
That's
we got
special.
here? Okay. And this one you've pressed on a little bit
Yep.
before. So he says, this is Billy Kraus.
I would say Kraus. Yeah.
Kraus. He says, what happened to Sundown Audio coming out with some sort of super tweeter? I thought R&D was complete over a year ago. Da 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 da.
Correct. So yes, the design, the initial computer design is all done. I still have to do the tooling and prototyping, all that. A lot of other things came up that were a priority, I feel like, because pro audio stuff is kind of a new market for us, very small. Like, it's not like our niche, really. Our niche is like the big bass subwoofers, powerful amplifiers, things like that. So it's kind of the side, but yes, I do have one completed design. I'm working on a second design. The first one is a big flange, like a Selenium ST350 flange. The second one is a smaller flange, kind of like, I don't remember the model, but like the round Bema tweeters that everybody has, about that size flange. So I'm working on that design, and I guess my goal would be, when I get that second design done, to kind of release them together.
Right.
Which I don't really have a good ETA, but my goal would be sometime this year.
Well, we've been saying that for a couple of years now.
Well, just last year. Last year is when I had that design done for the first one.
Right.
So
That was the one that had I think you sent a picture of it. It was
Yeah, I
like
did. It's like a big flange, like a big heavy.
but it had like a funny shape to it. I guess is that the one I'm talking about? It's kind of
Oh no, you're talking about just some other concept tweeter that I did,
okay.
which is probably never going to happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And we got 2 more questions, but we'll get to those here in a minute. I want to bring up something pretty cool. This month, we are going to have a new amp line come out, brand new. We've been talking about it for a couple of years now, just like the tweeters, but it's actually happening right now.
Yep.
You know what? Hold on one second here.
While you're doing that, real fast.
Go ahead, Donnie.
It was like, I think it was last episode or the episode before, I was drinking some beer in this seat.
Yep.
It's been here since that time.
Yeah,
Thomas just drank one.
It's
you
been
wanted
pretty
one.
cold.
Yeah, it's been
this
cold
room,
in here.
so-
I just
Yeah, it's cold.
If-
This room is cold in general.
Or
let's
hot in the
observe
summer.
Thomas.
All right, folks. Here we go. Check
I might have made a terrible error.
this out.
Woo!
The Sam
Oh, shit,
500D.
Yes, sir.
There it is right there.
That's like it. Just
There
it
is
doesn't even
right
look
there.
real.
Yep, and that
There you go. Check.
this little guy here, certified on the amp dyno. We got about 550 watts approximately. Don't quote me on that. It's around 550 at 14.4. So you should still get 500 in the high 13s out of it.
Let me go through some specs that you had written down over here.
Yeah.
We've got let's see. It's suitable for off-road use, like marine
Yes.
applications,
Like-
ATV,
ATVs, things
shit like that. So that's people have been asking for a long time.
So obviously,
You can-
you're not going to want to pressure wash the amp,
No.
because you still have RCA connectors,
It's
things like that.
epoxy sealed.
Yeah,
Yep.
but inside the board is actually completely coated with an epoxy, so it's very resistant to moisture and things
Oh,
like that.
motorcycles. That's
Yeah, motorcycles.
We've got people constantly asking, "Okay, what can I put in my motorcycle?" And usually they go
Thomas,
with
does that profile look familiar?
Yeah, I designed that.
Yeah, Thomas
Nice.
drew the profile that we've been using our amp heat sinks for a couple years now.
Good job, Thomas.
Well,
so
I
this
wanted it
is-
to look like sun rays.
Yeah, and so this is like the tiny version of that.
Speaking of tiny, it is 7.72 inches long,
Here, let me
3.45
hold up
inches
like a
wide,
beer can
and
next to it. Just
1.43 inches
look
thick.
Can,
That's
Brian,
awesome.
can a camera see that anywhere? Look at
Oh,
that.
you know what? No. I got something. Well, yeah, they can see that. Do that. Check this out. I'm gonna show the people. I got some pictures here. I gotta pull up this shit on the.
The thing is tiny. It I keep saying it doesn't look real. It looks like a toy.
So here's some pictures for. And again, I'm sorry, folks, for those who are
heavy.
just listening on like Spotify. Check out the YouTube channel, Sundown Audio, and you should be able to view this video. Let's see here. So there's a picture of the amp I took earlier. There it is. Check this one out. Well, there's that too.
Oh, the pencil.
Yeah, I got one with a pencil sitting on top of it. There's that. I had to clean it off. I didn't do that good of a job. It's been sitting around for a little while. Oh, you know what?
That's
Where's
so
my pencil
cool.
one at?
Isn't it cool?
Did I not do the pencil one? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't see it on there.
You know what?
It's on JP's site.
I'm gonna say something else.
That's what we're gonna do. You know what? We're gonna
We're
go
gonna
to
pull
JP.
JP's site.
So here's the deal. We're gonna go to JP's website because I basically took the pictures for him earlier because he wanted to get them on his website as fast as possible. Let's just do this. Down for sound.
Oh shoot! You didn't send those to me for me to send to. Hey, I need those.
Our web
sorry.
guy.
No.
Let's do a search here.
Either
See
wanted 'em.
Sam. Let's see if I can pull it up that way. There it is.
Right, what were you gonna say, Jake?
Hold on, I'll give Brian a second.
Okay.
All right. So here's downforsoundshop.com. He's already got them on his website, and this is our first release of this, of us telling anybody. So there it is right there. Let's see that picture.
Yep.
Damn.
Can we get it bigger? Come on.
Brian's
Doesn't
been
wanna
saying
get
that for years.
it. I have been saying that for many years, Donnie. Here we go. That's the best we're gonna get.
You could
Hey.
zoom in. You could zoom in the browser itself.
How much? Well, yeah, I guess I could do that. For the folks that are watching, here you go.
There you go.
And there you go. So that is a pencil, unshaved, from one side to the other, one corner to the other. It spans, literally, same size as a pencil. That's
Pretty
how
cool, right?
that's how small it is. Anyway, check out downforsoundshop.com. Big shout out to Mr. JP there. And
I
yeah,
like
he's
my
already got 'em.
pencils shaved because I am an artist. I need to use the pencil.
All right, so let's go ahead and go to a break real quick, and we'll go ahead and grab the JF signature woofer.
Yeah, man.
And I've got another woofer sitting over here that we're going to talk about as well.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that.
Are you sick and tired of playing sloppy edits with squared off sine waves? Want a moment of clarity? Then sit back and relax and experience what it's like to get rustified. When it comes to transforming new hits and old classics into the best street bangers, ain't nobody got the sweet sounds of the 808 like Russ. With frequencies ranging from spleen-busting high-end to digging all the way down low into the subsonic abyss, Russticals has what you need. Sundown After Dark has teamed up to give you an exclusive offer to save big on his iconic sound. So pull out your mobiles and browse your way over to www.djrusticals.com and pick up your preloaded DJ Rusticals Fire Stick USB today. Go ahead and save 10%. Use promo code After Dark. That's www.djrusticals.com and use promo code After Dark at checkout.
Balls was hot. I do like this wolf.
All right, we're back. So I'm winded from vacuuming.
Frantically.
I grabbed the JF signature woofer that we were talking about. I was like, "There's an inch of dust on here." I grabbed the vacuum.
Brian's just furiously. I just see him. In
I'm
a
sweating.
Frenzy.
I'm so
Vacuuming
fat.
this thing.
This is why I'm doing this fucking 30-day challenge. Because I can't even walk from one end of the building to the other without dying. It's so bad. I need to get better in shape. All right, so if you look in front of Thomas, everybody, let's give her. There we go.
Look at
there
this thing.
she is.
Sir.
It's pretty.
So
I'll
Jake,
take it.
tell us a little more about this
I see
woofer,
it.
and I'm going to show the people more pictures on the.
All right. So from the front, you can see carbon fiber cone carbon fiber dust cap with a JF logo.
You gotta put that mic to your
Very
face.
much different from regular Sundown logo. That's my initials, so it's my signature woofer. The frame is fully modular, which you can kind of see here from the side next to Donnie's crotch. So you look at the side, see we have all these pillars. These are all pieces of machined aluminum bolted together.
It's a nice crotch.
Yeah.
Nice crush. Nice
Would you look at the bulge on that guy?
So now you see, obviously it's a very large coil. It's a 5-inch diameter coil with a 25 millimeter winding length on it. And this is a massive underhung Neo motor.
Is it using oh god, what the hell is that technology? Dan's technology.
No, this is just pure underhung.
Okay.
We have like, if I recall correctly, it's been a while. It's a
Hung.
60 millimeter long gap
Hung well?
with a.
Hung low?
That's how Dan described XBL originally. He said it was well hung. So you see all the bolts, it's modular.
That's a bulge.
We're
Look
gonna
at
end
that
up,
bulge.
we're gonna go with a bunch of. There'll be a bunch of gap venting around that. I haven't gotten the next prototype yet.
Right. Is it
But-
noisy or is it pretty clean sounding?
It's extremely clean sounding.
But you
Even-
still want to do the gap vents?
Yeah.
You think that'll make it noisier?
No.
All right.
Jake has
Brian doesn't know
spoken.
what he's talking about. So here's the question: since it's all modular, is there going to be a way of doing a recone without having to use glue for folks?
No, it needs to be very precise.
Okay. Well, I mean, if we send a recone to somebody, is there a way for them to basically unbolt this and bolt another one in?
I mean, in theory, but no, that's really not my intention.
Gotcha.
Especially where this is a sound quality sub, and I don't suspect a lot of sound quality folks are going to burn a 5-inch coil.
You'll be amazed.
It's like a really nice car. If you have to ask,
Yeah.
no.
So it's extremely linear with the underhung BL curve. The suspension is fully FE optimized surround and spider. And we also have a complete pole shorting sleeve, which this particular one has too much motor force. The BL squared over RE is over 300. And with the amount of mass that we're dealing with, it actually needs to be about 200. So we're going to basically double the thickness of the shorting sleeve around the pole, so the inductance will be minuscule.
I
Gotcha.
love this sexy thing.
You know what? There was.
Not only is the inductance going to be minuscule, but it's going to be linear. It'll be like flat.
I thought I grabbed pictures of the next woofer we're going to talk about. I know I took them, so let me pause for a minute, or unless you guys want to talk about something.
We have it right here. I mean,
I know, but I want people to get a nice close up
oh yeah.
because I don't really want those woofers near the microphones. 'Cause I have no idea what's going to happen. I might fuck up the mics. So I'm going to pause for a second here, and then we'll bring those pictures back up. All right, we're back. All right, so let's show people the next one. Actually, well, here.
Just flip it upside down, Tom. This is the most interesting part.
Oh.
Ooh.
So what do we have there, Jake?
That is the SD4, and that is the motor that I'm going to go with. The motor is actually the same height as the previous generation SD3 Ferrite motor, but it's much smaller. So especially with like angled applications, it'll be
Yes.
much more flexible.
A lot of folks like to use those Fox acoustics enclosures,
yep.
and some people have that issue where the old motor was way too wide.
Yep.
So this will help combat that.
Yep. And the spider is all new. You can't really tell much about it just looking at it. The spider is all new FE optimized spider to be more within line with the actual excursion of this driver.
Mm-hmm.
This prototype does not have the final surround. The final surround will be like a W-shaped foam, kind of like the SD4-8 that I posted online.
There we go.
That's the surround now, but
Yeah.
we're changing to like a W profile foam, and that was also FE optimized along with the motor. One of the big things with this motor, in addition to being smaller, lighter, all that, I've got the inductance basically cut in half versus the SD3.
Right?
I was able to do that because with the Neo motor, I have a lot more places to put the shorting sleeve. So instead of being on the outside of the coil, it's on the inside of the coil around the main magnet in the base of this motor. And so that's actually much more effective because your most of your inductance in a motor is when the coil goes down.
Okay.
Because, you can think of it like an iron core inductor. An iron core inductor has higher inductance because it has iron in the core, right? So as the coil goes down, you're getting more iron, steel, whatever the case may be, in the center. So your inductance tends to rise downward. So that's where we put the shorting sleeve in this one. And then going up, there's a secondary neodymium cap magnet, and that actually technically acts as a shorting ring as well in and of itself.
You put it.
It's a dual neomagnet motor. There's a
more than
base
just-
magnet and a cap magnet.
These are also
Oh,
still not recommended for ported boxes.
It'll be a little bit more forgiving to ported boxes than the
don't say that.
SD3, but the thing with our SD series after the 2. The 2 had a pretty hard suspension. The 3 and also the 4 suspension is pretty soft. Can you put it in a ported box? Yes. But when you go below tuning, you're going to have issues with mechanics. You're going to bottom it out. This driver bottoms out at 1 inch one way.
I think I saw it.
That's it.
This is like a phone call we get every day. Sub's a piece of shit.
Actually, we got one today. Remember?
Put it in a ported box.
We had that call today. Actually,
Piece of shit.
I think
Lasted 5 minutes.
I think I saw a documentary about these things before.
It's one of them UFOs.
They fly around and the little green people come out of it. It looks
not in
like,
ported boxes. They don't.
It looks like it looks like it's from outer space, man. This thing looks like it's going to take off.
One other thing is you can see the outside perimeter of the magnet is vented, so it acts like a gap vent, but it's not in the back. So just like the SD3, you can actually butt the magnet all the way up against the enclosure.
Yep.
This is a really cool woofer.
That's very cool.
I can't wait till you have the new surround on that.
I think that if I recall correctly, they're about to finish those prototypes and they're about to ship them to me, so we can start sharing it off.
Cool. When we get it here. ETA. Time frame.
Production-wise, I couldn't really tell you, but if I had to give my best guess,
This year, maybe?
yeah, definitely this year. We should have the full prototype, physical prototype, by February, and so that would put them at the latest by August.
If you okay it.
Yeah, that would put them the latest by August, but if everything goes smoothly and production goes back to normal, unlike last year, that would probably put them more like June, July.
Are we still having, and I guess, I don't know if we've ever said this to the people, one of the reasons why sometimes we run out of things is because it's not just our fault.
Yeah,
have
we
as many
discussed it.
people at
We
play.
discussed it briefly in one of the other shows, but there's a lot of delays, not only in the ports because everybody was trying to rush and get things out of China before the tariffs hit,
Right.
but at the factories over the last Chinese New Year, 2018 Chinese New Year, which is in
February.
February.
Yep.
China implemented a lot of new environmental policies, which caused a lot of the sub-suppliers of parts to go out of business, causing everybody to crowd into the remaining suppliers, thus increasing the
Right.
lead time.
I don't.
So normally it would take us about 90 days to get something from the time that I say, hey, let's start production. But for the majority of 2018, it was taking me 150 to 180 days.
And I don't believe any of our actual factories went under, but basically a lot of people went to our factory.
Yeah, the same suppliers that we were using for like T-yokes and spiders and cones suddenly got more business.
I think
Way
there
more
was
business.
Wasn't there like a problem in the cone factory?
The
too?
cone factory, yes, there was some political stuff going on there, which I won't really get into publicly, but there was some political stuff. And
So we ended up with 4 months past what our normal delay is on a product, I would assume, right?
well, 3 months, 2 to 3 months. It's starting to come back in line. Traditionally, like I said, it's been 90 days from start to finish. And then it got up to as far as 180 days. And now we're back to like 150 days. And we hopefully will be hitting 120 days soon.
We're hoping this year we can finally have all of our product
Yeah.
here in a timely manner.
Yeah. And
Damn,
I'm pretty
China
sure.
New Year is on a Tuesday.
And the Chinese New Year is coming up again, so hopefully it doesn't throw another wrench in our plans.
There's a little inside joke here at Sundown about Tuesdays being the worst days.
It is.
I don't know about you folks, but Tuesdays
Tuesdays
are shitty.
hurt.
There's taco truck on Tuesdays. so-
Taco. That's the only good thing about a Tuesday.
Pretty
Donnie.
good.
There's a taco truck comes right down. Oh, I got a story about taco truck. Remember, Donnie? So anyway, on Tuesdays there's a taco truck that comes here, and we all like to go. It's like right down the road.
That's so good.
That last
So
one
So
was
Donnie,
gnarly.
remember that one time we were there waiting for our food, and there was a lady that
Thank you.
walked up. Do you remember
Yeah.
what happened?
Did Bryan stare at her?
No. I was polite.
I feel like she
she asked a
told us
question.
about
She asked a
Chick-fil-A.
question. Yeah, because there was supposed to be a Chick-fil-A truck or something that came up.
yeah.
She asked a simple question, and she looked at me kind of odd.
Cat.
All right,
Yeah.
but I didn't. I was like, all right.
Oh,
well,
you
she-
had your dick hanging out.
Yeah. So as
That's right.
as Donnie and I are walking back to the car, I felt a breeze, and I was like, "Oh, my pecker popped out." I had my pants unzipped, and my feller was taking a peek, and I don't know. I
And
had,
showed his penis to the lady at taco truck, and
That lady was like, "There's not supposed to be a toe there."
she didn't like go. Ah! She didn't say anything, but I have a feeling she may have seen it. Good for her.
She synced it.
Synced it.
is this the same scotch as?
No, that's Tomavalin.
Okay.
Previously, it was Glen Scotia.
I liked the first one.
Glen Scotia was very good.
So I guess I have to
This
start
one's
wearing
gnarly.
underwear.
Sweet.
We have another question.
There's only another sip, and I don't want to do it.
We have another question from a Michael McFarland.
Not a word.
All right, here's a question. I'm going to read the whole thing, too, because it's kind of funny.
I like this guy already.
Yeah.
I can see it.
This was sent to us on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. All right, it says, sorry, late reply to what do you look for? Okay, so what do you look for in Neo motors compared to ferrite stuff besides weight? I see people always asking for comparisons and stuff. I can't even read this properly. For comparisons and stuff, so I figured coming from you would be the best help address that. Let's see. He wants to know how it affects the heat, impedance rise, burp, musical setups, etc. Yada yada. Then at the end, he states, "Sorry, I've been drinking, but hopefully this makes some sense."
You too, Michael?
Yeah.
All right, so
Never before have I been drinking at Tuesday at 3 a.m.
On New Year's Eve.
Neo versus ferrite is a pretty big design consideration, and as you pointed on, one of the big considerations is weight. And that kind of plays into the other thing. And without getting something unrealistically heavy, it's hard to get a certain amount of motor force with a ferrite motor. So, for example, the NSV4 motor is 25% stronger than the NSV3 motor. And the NSV3 motor was already like an 80-pound motor. So
It was.
not
big
only
one.
does the weight
Yeah.
become impractical, but the diameter becomes impractical. So if I was to make the NSV4, which is already a 10-inch diameter motor, if I wanted to get 25% more motor force out of it, I don't even know that going to an 11-inch motor would have done that. So if I went to an 11-inch motor, we're pretty much ruling out the possibility of making 10s or 12s.
11-inch in height? Are you talking about
Diameter.
diameter?
Because
Okay.
the surface area is more important than the thickness.
Oh,
So
okay.
I would end up with a motor that I couldn't even use on 10s and 12s. And so that kind of plays into the NSV4, which is easily fits on a 10 or 12. And actually it's going to fit on the 8, which is an oversized 8 for the NSV4. So that the weight kind of plays into the practicality. As far as like temperature and all that, yes, you do have to watch out.
Who's dying?
Thomas.
What happened, Thomas?
This scotch right here is super.
Scotchy.
Oh man, it is peaty as a motherfucker.
So
Get
let
your
me
throat.
get back to the thing here. So when you have a Neo motor, you don't want the pneumatics themselves to get hot.
Right?
So you do have to have some considerations, which I have done in all of our Neo designs. Like this little guy here does have a bunch of aluminum inside. It has channels on the pole, gap bending, so it keeps the Neo cool. The NSV4, I've discussed this online before, but for example, the top plate part is aluminum, and there's also a bottom plate, which is aluminum, and I have the magnet shielded from the gap itself with a distribution ring, and then the top aluminum piece feeds into the aluminum vent ring, which feeds into the basket. So we're pulling the heat away. Now, that all being said, yes, you do have a motor that has less thermal mass. It's just over half the weight of the NSV3. So yeah, it technically will get hot faster if I wasn't feeding all that heat up into the basket. But
It dissipates faster.
it also does dissipate the heat
like
faster.
circulating the.
Yeah, also those big holes in the side really blow air across the motor structure very effectively.
How well do they blow?
Very well, Bryan. And so now if you want to go to the extreme, like our Neo SPL, like you're just not going to get that kind of motor force out of a ferrite motor.
Oh, it blows.
Blows really
At
good.
least, with the given coil.
The great blowing.
That's the only thing I heard you say was the word blow.
It blows bigly.
I'm glad you guys are being super technical here with me.
It's the end of the day.
You're the mastermind behind all this shit. You hired these monkeys.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a
Somehow I run
Thanks,
technical.
Jake. Thank you, buddy.
I like speakers.
I leave the speakers on the phone calls.
This is bad. How are you?
I like it.
What was that last one?
Tom-
You know
Tom
it's
of
gnarly when you're washing it down with Milwaukee ice.
That was Tamnavalin.
That's days old.
That's days
Oh,
old.
It's
sitting.
a double cask. So
I
yeah.
can't wait for this to touch my lips and get rid of the
It's good
taste of this shit.
It's good quality, but the
All right,
the
even
peat
though
on
I
it
said
is-
no alcohol, let me have a little taste of it.
Try it. Yeah.
You want to
Just-
try this?
Just a taste.
Okay, so it's not in the wine cup. The wine cup is at the bottom. So
It's funny.
It's a very unique flavor.
Oh, this is from
has-
my Flaviar subscription. I get these 3 little samplers
his
every
face.
month. I thought it was good, guys. Come on.
I mean, the initial taste is good, but then it, like, knocks your breath out.
It's supposed to do that. Yeah, it's a man's drink.
All right.
It's a man's drink, Thomas.
So, did you
Why did it
notice?
get quiet after he said that?
I was going to plug
12
Flaviar
dicks,
real
Thomas.
fast, but I
12
guess-
dicks.
One of these
12
days, I'll
So-
yeah, I need a 13.
Do you notice how I kind of went retarded there for a minute? So, back in
I don't
the
even
day-
notice anymore.
Are you going to tell the McDonald's story?
I could get to that, I
Oh,
guess.
hell
So
yeah.
we're done with business talk. We have nothing else to talk about sundown-wise.
Give me a second.
Nobody else sent any
Let me
questions.
finish this up.
Is that the same shit? You just downed that, dude.
This is
Damn.
this is Anknock.
Anknut?
Anyway.
Hey, Inc. Not enough scotch.
Ain't not enough. Hey.
So, what was I going to say?
All right.
Oh, you did. Look at that.
So, guys, I mean, Donnie, well,
I don't want to do that.
Jake, you were in college during this time, but Donnie and
Oh, that's way better.
fucking Thomas, I forgot your name. Donnie,
You forgot
Donnie-
Jake's name the other day.
yeah, I did. Oh yeah, during a Christmas special, if you guys watched that, I totally blanked on Jake's name. One of my best friends and my boss.
Yeah.
Hey, guy.
What's your name? Anyway, so the Tard, right? So
Okay, let's dive right into
I
it.
used to do the Tard extremely well, and I don't
Very well.
really know why. I know why. I watched a lot of movies in my teens that kind of scarred me Tard-wise. And so so
Scarred Me Tardwise, by the way,
Tardwise.
is the name of my next band.
That's amazing.
so I used to be the dude that apparently went full retard. Okay, you never go full retard. We all know that saying. So in high school, and actually starting in middle school is when this started. Okay, that's how far back this went. I would just be walking in the, just drool, and I did it so
You'd get in
much.
trouble, like, at school. Like,
Now you would.
Teachers,
Back then I didn't get. Well,
teachers did not like that.
no, of course I didn't. Now you would get arrested. but anyway, I did it so much that it became me. Okay, I became the Tard.
I briefly remember this, like when I first met you.
And
I think teachers were mad that you were acting out your intelligence.
it turned out to be it turned out to be a bit of a problem because everybody anybody who would meet me, that knew that I was around knew that I was the Tard guy. So I would just be, I would go to a store, I would go to school, I would walk into a classroom, and people go, "Oh, it's Bryan," and it's like nobody took me seriously anymore.
It's totally real, yeah. And then we were all well, not all. Donnie wasn't there, but Donnie was there in our hearts.
Oh, yeah.
But it was me and Jake and Brian started doing the act,
Yep.
like around the
Oh,
register.
we were at Lowe's Hardware.
And, yeah, at Lowe's, and they were just like, they took him out for some air. Like that was really nice of them. And
For some
Brian
air.
was just being himself. And
Brian was like, "Don't buy the Rayovacs."
and people were walking
Don't buy
by,
Rayovacs.
and Brian's like, "Don't buy the Rayovacs, don't buy the Rayovacs," and he's got, I'm not gonna do it, but
That
needs to be the quote that needs to be.
and he was like stuttering.
Here's the
and-
thing: I did when I do it in public, and I want people to think it's real, like people that don't know me. I won't go full fledged with it. I'll do a little bit, a little.
Well, it was like the part of
Maybe
it
a little
was
bit of
the
drool.
way you were walking, like you were walking like there was something wrong with
Something
you.
wasn't right.
Yeah.
Like, don't buy Rayovacs.
I mean, something is wrong with Brian, but not that particular thing.
Right.
I'm sorry, guys.
I remember used to do that all the time when we would always meet at the same like gas station outside of high school. Okay, and Jacob,
Is this the bus to school?
Yeah, you would do that. It was like you just pull up, get out your car, and start doing that.
Yeah,
Like it was what you
became me.
did.
It took a while to get rid of that.
Brian's like, everyone's like, "How did he get here?" He drove.
They give those people licenses. It became, and I actually when I ended up with children, I had to stop that shit. Because it's not good.
This man has 3 kids.
I have 3 children. So there's a funny little story. Back when I lived in Philly, there was a McDonald's that my friends and I would frequent.
Was it a McDonald's or a McDougal's?
McDougal's. It was a McDonald's. It was next to an IHOP that we would frequent often, and they're
We would frequent often.
shut up.
That's the longest thing in terms of distance.
And they hired
Rapiest.
a slower person there to just do the cleaning. Okay, that was that lady's job. She did it very well. Okay, so
Jesus Christ.
being an asshole teenager, of course, I made fun of her. I was an asshole. Okay, so I made fun of her, and she was wiping the garbage thing. You know, the thing is at the hole in it, right? She's wiping it down, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and hold on. Her glasses are all crooked. She's just wiping the counter. Hey, I'm serious. You're gonna leave, okay? You gotta leave. I'm very serious. I'm gonna call police.
Oh my goodness, Bryan.
I'm gonna call police. I'm very serious. I'm very serious. She's just saying she's very serious. She's just wiping.
I've caught you saying
I'm
that.
gonna call police. You need to leave. So we leave, but we just go to the ball pit. You know, they had the play areas back then.
Yeah, oh my
We
God,
go to the ball pit and we're just throwing shit all over the place. She's like, I'm gonna call police. Oh, I'm gonna call police. You get out of the ball pit now. Oh. And she's just fucking glasses just hanging off. This is the last show, guys. We're gonna get in trouble.
In Bryan's hell, everyone calls every 30 seconds and talks about how they put their SD3s in ported boxes. That's what he. That's what
you deserve,
hell.
Bryan.
So
That's what you deserve after
what
that
I
show.
deserved is I got kicked out of McDonald's when I was
It
14
doesn't
years
matter.
old. And
This
I
whole
couldn't
shit's
go
gonna
back.
get. You're gonna feel bad and cut this whole shit out.
You know what?
So it's just gonna.
She did her job and she did it well. And I am sorry, lady. I'm sorry, McDonald's, and I'm sorry, lady, that they hired.
Are you very serious?
I am. I'm serious as shit
But
right now.
when you're 14, you're pretty stupid. So.
God, I was such a dick when I was 14.
You're
Yeah.
a dick now.
Not as much. Not as much.
I hide it well, Donnie.
Brian's a sweetheart.
I'm just joking.
I love
Bryan.
Bryan.
I'd be lost without
Bryan
you,
at his
seriously.
current age is no longer sincerely makes fun of handicapped people.
No, I just play them from time to time. Ooh, that went silent there. For a minute.
So do we have any more questions, Bryan?
No, we have no more questions. That's why I went into the whole tard thing.
Oh my
Jim
God.
Hoskins. Jim Hoskins.
Who's
That's
that?
the director of the Greasy Strangler. Just came to me.
Good Lord.
Jim Hoskins. Sorry.
So
Donnie's like that guy who gets into like an argument and like 12 hours later wakes up in the middle of the night. He's like, oh,
Bill Cosby.
I have it.
It's like with Bryan and all his speaker knowledge. I have a lot of horror knowledge built up.
Every
in
time
here.
Donnie says horror, I hear horror.
Or
Yeah.
Donnie, you were in my office earlier when I was doing a technical thing or
Oh, yeah,
technical
yeah.
question with somebody, and
Yeah.
we got like deep into like I was talking about diodes and relays and shit like that.
Tetrahedrons.
And I
Oh,
just-
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw your
The way the
your
universe
head. You're
works.
like you just explosions.
Dude, some of the language, like I've been watching a lot of EXO
Yep.
podcasts. He does his stuff, and he's very energetic. And I'm trying to learn.
He does like vlog style
Like,
shit. He's
he's
really good.
If you're listening, EXO, I like your videos.
I've been
pretty cool, dude.
I've been in talks.
And he
with
lives in
him.
North Carolina
Yep.
now, which is kind of
Does he really?
I've been in
Yeah, he
talks
lives
with
in
him. and
Fayetteville now. Yeah.
We
Why
will
would
be
anyone move to Fayetteville?
we will be getting him at some point.
Vietnam.
We need to talk.
Oh,
we
man,
need to
if-
talk him out of living there.
If we got EXO on
Yeah.
this would be like it would be the
He's
the-
already committed
Well,
to it.
it's
We just
too
gotta
bad
find a
this is
good
the
date.
last episode.
that'll be like the highest rated episode Bryan did.
It probably will be, and then we're gonna crash
Yeah.
and burn.
Because he's
Remember
like
that?
he's got more hits on his videos than JP. He's like fucking.
Does he?
He's so full
Yeah,
of
dude.
energy.
He's got
shit.
amazing.
The guy's-
amount.
'cause I
he's
wish I
he's
had
like
that.
he's like a
JP's
huge.
kind of concentrating on his e-commerce, and he hasn't.
He's
been
got
doing
like a
as
huge
much of videos.
He's got a huge like following, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's really. You say he's really energetic.
He's actually very
it's funny.
knowledgeable.
There's one video that I want to point out. I watched it today. It was really funny because you can tell he has like a YouTube persona, YouTube voice.
Yep.
But he always wants to do videos on things that are going on. And I guess he took his car to an auto body shop because he got in an accident, and they fucked up his system. Like they pulled the box out and they ripped the handle off his fucking battery and all kinds of shit. And he was livid. He was like, "Hey, YouTubulous, this is XEXO, and I'm supposed to be really happy right now, but I'm mad as shit." He just like had to,
That
I have to
YouTube
get him
voice,
on
yeah.
YouTube voice when he was just like, it was like beep 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 beep, and I want to talk to him about that episode because it just cracked me up
Yes.
today.
We'll get him on. We'll
Love
get him
it.
on. Let's go ahead and end it here while we're still.
Well, wait.
okay. What's
What?
up, Thomas?
Is it next week?
We're going to be in Vegas.
Oh yeah. So
Oh man, we should do one from Vegas via Skype.
Can we do that, Brian?
I can't do it because I don't have.
That's what I was about to ask.
That
Can
would
we,
be
can we be on your
awesome.
monitor and you can...
Well, there's a thing on the soundboard which I don't have. It's called.
I'll say if you get Derek in here,
God,
that way
what's it
it's not
called?
just you
Get
talking
Gary.
to us.
No, there's a special thing that I don't have on my
Or
mixer.
Hunter.
So
Hunter.
otherwise, you'll hear
Hunter.
yourself while you're talking, and it'll go.
You should
go
get
bad
that
for
thing,
you.
Brian.
Yep. Well,
You have 1 week. You have less than a week.
I don't have $250, so
You
that's,
have
that's how much that
two,
board costs.
2 days. You have 2 days.
Anyway, you guys are going to CES. So
Yeah, man.
anybody who's going to CES or the show, there's a sound show there. I can't think. It's a competition, and Steve Barber's running it, and these three guys are going to be there. I unfortunately will not
Causing
make it.
all kinds of hell.
I'm really excited because I want to learn. I'm there to learn. I'm really excited. Yeah.
You're going to learn, huh?
You
Fucking
can learn
Vegas.
today.
I think so. I
We're going
hope
to learn
to.
today.
I hope
Learn.
to.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead and give that camera a big goodbye.
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Bryan Chamberlain. Presented by Sundown Audio.